We're here with Travis Brown. So, Travis, how does money walk?
Money walks to where places where it's most welcome. The people generally flee high tax states and flock to low tax states.
And where does New Mexico fall in the spectrum?
Mexico's doing okay, but their neighboring states, as we see here with our flow chart, like Arizona and Texas in particular, are both gaining more within the region and collecting more income from places like California.
So, what should New Mexicans take from all this?
Well, if you raise the price of work, you can expect to see less work. We know when you raise the price of cigarettes, people will smoke less. So if you conversely lower the price of work, as Governor Martinez has done here with corporate income tax rates, you can expect more corporate income.
When you say raise the price of work, what does that mean?
The price of work is different between and across our 50 states. Our federalist model allowed us to see, in this case like Texas, it's one of 9 states that are gaining adjusted gross income at the expense of all these other red states. So, but to jump in different places like Wyoming, it was mentioned in North Dakota, even places like New Hampshire are showing big gains within their region. Mm-hmm. And so closer to the southwest, we know Clark County, Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, are showing huge gains. Californians who are tired of higher and higher prices based on their cost to work. And the new price on work in California is now 13.3%, up from 10.3%.
So if Texas is at one end of the spectrum, is California at the other?
That's exactly right. And that's why states like Kansas and Oklahoma are consciously choosing to lower their price on work because, as they say, we need an economy nationally and within their home state more like Texas and less like California.
Now, your data goes from 1992 to 2010.
That's correct.
But that also tracks with an explosion in the Silicon Valley. So if California is the bad child rather than the good child here, you would think that California's numbers might show that taxes aren't that big a deal.
Even Governor Rick Perry and myself want California to succeed. We all depend on its contribution to our national economy. Too many things there, a lot of resources that we want to see excel. And for the greater San Francisco, the north tier of California, there is a lot of activity that is pretty loyal. Unfortunately, when we look at the southern part, places like Los Angeles right here, if I can get it selected, if I can blow it up here, places like LA County are showing huge losses. $36 billion of the $45 billion lost in California over the previous 18 years. This is a massive loss, and folks in Southern California know that there's safer places to do business and find income, find jobs in Phoenix, Las Vegas, and New Mexico.
What would you say to critics, though, that say that taxes aren't the big factor when it comes to a person or a company making a decision on whether to move or stay?
Well, it would be a misnomer to suggest taxes are the only factor in your decision with your culture, your family, where you want to live your life. It would be an equal mistake to deny the evidence that the IRS shows us over the previous 18 years to act as if taxes are not a very important factor. We see it all over the country. Places like Illinois that were previously doing well, showing and throwing off income, including $140 million of income right here in New Mexico.
Last question for you. What are the 3 states you think that will be growing the most and the 3 states that will be growing the least or losing in the coming years?
So growth, depending on how you interpret that question, we know the Texas economy is just even pound for pound, looking at per capita income. What's encouraging about Texas as a model is that they've added 5 million people over the last decade, and that labor participation went up, even though there's a lot of in-migration. Despite changes to their local property taxes and their school finance structures, people are still seeing per capita incomes rise. So Texas is a big one. In the Pacific Northwest, Washington State is showing a gain.
Even though that's a blue state.
Even though it's a blue state. No personal income tax there with a very diversified economy in the tech sector. Look for growth there. North Carolina was doing well even with higher taxes on the coast. They just lowered their marginal rate on income tax from 7% range down to 5s. Look for them to see really big growth as well. And of course, Florida is doing lion's share of the work in Southeast.
And the 3 losers?
Big losers that are big now are going to be bigger in the future. Illinois, California, and New York. New York minute now still losing $7,100 every minute of every day.
Travis Brown, thank you for your time.
Thank you.